Hey guys, this is Rob John Webb here and welcome to my first video of 2025 here at YouTube. I am going to show you a track that I have made. It's a cover version of a very well-known record from the 1990s, one of the greatest iconic records in fact. And it's one of the moodiest records in fact. And it is basically none other than Massive Attack's Unfinished Sympathy. That's my battered copy. Now, basically, that is a moody record. You all know that record. I don't have to explain it to you. If you don't know that record, then go and play it. So basically, how do I turn that into a funky disco number? Well, I'm going to show you how I've done it today and in this very short video, and I'm going to show you how I've done it bit by bit. So let's crack on. Okay, so what I've done is, as you can see on the screen, I've got all my drums at the top, my instruments, my main instruments, into the strings, bass, guitar, and the leads and the vocals. Now, to start with, let me give you a bit of history on this. The MIDI files on this here, which is basically the piano and the string initially, I recorded a version of this 25 years ago, and for various legal reasons, it got pulled by the label and so forth, and the whole project fell apart. I did the vocals with Angie Brown from Bizarre Inc., the famous Bizarre Inc. vocalist, amongst other things. And the whole thing fell through anyway, and I decided to keep the MIDI files, as producers do. And I dug them out recently and I thought I would do a disco version, see if I could do a disco version of this track. And it just came to me, I thought, I'm going to try it. So the original files that you see on the screen here, look, let me give you an example of the piano, for example. That was all drawn in manually. At the time, me and my friend who did this record, we actually had sat and listened to the record bit by bit and replayed in everything by ear. It was very, very difficult to do. There was no Chordify website then or any of that sort of stuff. Convert to MIDI just didn't exist. So we did it piece by piece, and then obviously we did the strings, which was a lot more in depth. And then when you get to the solo of the track, as you can see the strings here, which I think is this one, this is it. If you look at the string solo on this was all drawn in by hand, listening to it and drawing it. So it was a very laborious project that we had to get through. So I kept the MIDI files and I've updated the track, and I thought, let's see what I can do. I'm not going to play the track beforehand. You can sit with me and watch me do it. It's simple, it's short, and it's not very difficult at all. So let's crack on. So as you can see, I've got two kick drums up here. I'm going to loop it at this part here, which is, let's go from here and just loop it there. So you've got one kick. It's quite a thuddy kick. And then underneath, I've got that kind of poppy sort of punchy kick. And together, just gives off that. And then, as I say, I'm not going to waste time going into the deepest, darkest depths of this track. As you can see, the EQ for the kick is like that for the first one where I took the top, bottom out. And then the second one has just got a channel EQ on where I've raised the low frequencies on that, up to like 4 decibels, and just pumped it through. And then obviously I've got the F9 samples pack, which is great for banging disco tracks together. If you haven't got F9 sample packs, go and get them, because they're really straight out of the box stuff. And it's just claps with the bottom end taken out. That's original. And just stuck that on top of there and just giving it that instant disco lick. And the same for the hi-hats, just got some really cool close hi-hats. Brilliant little hi-hats. And then again, open hats. It's kind of more of a closed hat, but it's more of a faster sort of swing to it. And I have actually got some open hats here, which are quite a bit of reverb on them. And then there's the snare, straightforward, kind of classic, simple snare. But then on top of that, what I decided to do was get a disco drum beat loop, like a Congo sort of loop. And I got the Joe Baton with Jocelyn Brown sample, just to get that raw 70s, early 80s feel. And there we go. And we've got some wind chimes in there, look. And that is basically your drum beat, right? So there's your drums. Okay, so on top of that then, let's take away all the other elements because I'm going to build it up quickly for you so you can get the whole idea. So the chords. I'm going to use the Rhodes for this. So I got a Rhodes keyboard. Which one was it? As the Mark 1 Mellow. And all I did was just like, you know. They're the opening chords. And then back again. They're the first verse, chorus chords, whatever. And so on. So the chords start like this. I've got a loop on them. Just the first chord, first two chords. Very simple. So the first two chords, and then the bass line, the bass comes in with it as well. So basically you get this bass, basically you get the bass, and the bass is a contemporary bass within Ableton. So it is this. And it's velocity sensitive. So it's like, the harder you hit it, you can get that twang on it and pitch bend it. So I put the bass on there and just flat noted that. Just give it a funky bass line. Looped it. And that was that. And there's the bass. Then obviously I got the same MIDI file, stuck a piano on it. And then the bass changes with it. And there you go. And then obviously on top of that, what do we do next? We get the string. And the string, just a built-in ensemble legato from Ableton. And there you go. There's your first opening chords. Obviously, I took the original vocal from the Massive Attack version, and I've taken the vocal, which is the Hey Hey vocal sample, which is from the Mahavishnu Orchestra, an old 70s jazz funk record. And that's obviously this vocal. And I put that through a vocal extractor, taking away the background of it. And that goes like so. Try again. And there you go. There's this famous little vocal hook. Next up then, I got a muted guitar. So I got this muted guitar here, which is cool. Put some delay on it. Bit of multiband compression, just tweaked it out a bit. EQ'd the bottom out. And just made it kind of scatty, funky, you know, wacka wacka sort of vibe. So that was that. So then obviously on top of that, I wasn't happy with just having the muted guitar, and I'm not a guitarist, so I needed some guitar riffs. So I got some guitar plugin. I got this really cool guitar plugin on the Contact. I'm going to bring in the Contact. I'm going to show you what I've used. I've converted it to audio since because it's easier. And it's this Scarby Funk Guitarist plugin on the Contact player, Native Instruments. It's about 40 quid. And then there you can map all different chords and all different riffs to any key on here. I've not set it up, so if I just take that off, look, and show you. There you go. It's all in different keys, all these different keys. You map it, so you go to... Shut up. So you go to browse, and then you choose one of the different sort of, you know, things. Anyway, that's a whole different story. So that's the guitar. That's where the riffs came from, if you're wondering. So basically, we've got that. And there's your musical element. So that's it. They're basically the main layers. I've got obviously some more strings and a lead line further on to make it funky. But let's play the opening bars from here. Obviously, that's the original Shara Nelson vocal. Now, I've taken this from a vocal extraction. It's not brilliant, and I've cleaned it up as best I can.
The curiousness of your potential.
I could put it through a better software.
I know that I've imagined love before, and how it could be with you. Really hurt me, baby. Really hurt me, baby. How can you have a day without a night?
But I just wanted to put it in there as a guide. I did try vocoding it, making it robotic, but it sounded ridiculous. I have got the Angie Brown vocal somewhere, but I don't know where that is. So I took the original. And anyway, so we've got second verse.
And now I've got to know much more.
It's got that whack guitar in there, look. Just playing on a loop. And then this is where the piano comes in.
Like a soul without a mind, in a body without a heart. I'm missing every part.
And this is where the lead line comes in and gets all funky. Now the lead line, got the octaves. Is just a D minor, D minor in the D minor scale. So it goes like this. And all that lead line is from the Tyrell synth, and that is from the Boogie Bass synth, and it's just been converted to poly from the mode, from mono, I think, and then it just comes into the track like that. Gone high up the octaves, chucked a load of delay on it, and away you go. And now the next part is the lead line still going to be in there, and I've got the staccato strings doing the solo section, which is this bit, and these come in like this. So I've got a staccato doing stabs, and then a solo string on top, high up. Exactly the same notes following. And the lead line's still there. Then the drum beats come in with this percussion. Just a little wind triangles.
In a body without a heart, I'm missing every part. Like a soul without a mind, in a body without a heart, I'm missing every part.
And that is how I made a disco version out of a moody classic iconic record. It's not been fully mixed yet, it's not been mastered or anything like that, it's just been left on my hard drive. I thought I'd turn it into a bit of a walkthrough for you, just to show you how you can take any track really and funk it up and give it, you know, a different perspective. So all you really need is a Rhodes, a piano, some strings, guitar, bass, mute, lead line, and keep it at that. Just use those handful of instruments. They're all powerful sounds within themselves, and combined they just sound really cool. And yeah, obviously the vocal's not been extracted brilliantly, but still it's just a guide anyway for the demo that I wanted to do. So that's it for this tutorial walkthrough. Thank you guys. Any comments, just give me a shout in the boxes below. Any problems, any questions you might have, contact me at waxthis.com. Thank you and goodbye.